Hey there. Today we're going to learn about different number forms or different ways that you can represent numbers. So the first form is the most common form. It's referred to as standard form, and that's the way that you would typically see numbers written. You might also see it referred to or hear it referred to as number form, but we also call it standard form. In addition to standard form, we also have what's known as word form. And word form would be basically how I would read that number out loud. So 346 in word form would be 346. So that would be our word form. And then finally, we also have what's known as expanded form. An expanded form, as the word expanded might imply, is going to be a larger or expanded version of this number. And what we're going to do is we're going to break down each place value and figure out what each number, how much is each number actually worth. So the 6 is in the ones place. So we're just going to put our 6 because that's the only value that 6 has. The 4, however, is in the tens place, so it actually has a value of 40. And the 3 is in the hundreds place, which means that it would have a value of 300. And to finish my expanded form, I'm going to add pluses in between, or addition symbols in between, so that you can see that 300 plus 40 plus 6 would end up at 346. So that's what's known as expanded form. Let's take a look at another example. My standard form of this number would be written like that. So a 7, a 0, 2, 5. And the way that I would read that number would be word form, and that would be 7,025. Notice I didn't say 7,025. We want to make sure that we are not using the word and unless we have a decimal in our number, which in this case we don't have a decimal, so we would just read that number as 7,025. All right, for our expanded form, again, we're going to look at each digit based off of its place value. And you'll notice that since I have a 0 in the hundreds place here, I don't actually have to include that in my expanded form. So I'm going to start in this time with the largest place value. So that 7 holds a value of 7,000 since it's in the thousands place. And then I'm going to add the next number that I have, which is 2. I'm going to skip the 0. 2 is in the tens place, so that would have a value of 20 plus 5, because 5 just holds a value of 5 in the ones place. So we have standard form, we have word form, and we have expanded form. And those are just some of the different ways that you can represent numbers.